The slowest internet I've ever had on board a ship was... Welcome back, everybody. I'm Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides. Today I'm going to talk about cruise ship internet. I am here on the Royal Caribbean Anthem of the Seas, one of the coolest, most technologically advanced cruise ships
in the world.
And like all modern cruise ships, they do offer an internet package. Something I have learned on this cruise is not all cruise ship internet is the same. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about that in this video and just share some of my experiences, and maybe that will help you decide if you want to book an internet package, if you don't want to book an internet package, and why you should or should not. When I first started cruising like 7 or 8 years ago, most ships did not offer internet yet. And it seems so weird to me to think that I did like week-long, 10-day-long, 14-day-long cruises with no internet. At the time, it totally didn't seem like a big deal, but now I just can't imagine it anymore. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? We've all become so attached to our devices, to our Instagrams, to our Facebooks, to our Twitters. And by the way, you can follow me on all of those. And you know, one of the things that I used to enjoy about cruising was like that I was forced to disconnect and just enjoy life in the moment. And when you're connected to the internet and always staring at your phone, you just can't do that anymore. You know what I mean? Anyways, we're not here to philosophize about if we need internet or if we don't need internet. This is about what the internet is like on cruise ships. So I have started booking the internet package on just about every cruise that I've been on now for the last 6 or 7 cruises, so I can tell you pretty much what what it's like on a variety of situations. The first thing I guess you need to know is you are not usually gonna have a very good internet connection on a cruise ship. The connection speed may be slow to terrible to almost not existent to like old school dial-up modem. Remember those days? And that makes life for me on cruise ships a little bit difficult because I have my upload schedule. I like to upload videos for you guys every Friday and every Sunday. And so when I'm on a ship, as I'm realizing here on the Anthem of the Seas, that is not always possible, and in fact, it's usually not possible. So if you're somebody like me who plans on uploading a lot of data, it's probably not going to happen, and it's going to be more frustrating than it's going to be successful. If you're just going to read your emails and check in for a flight or, upload an occasional photo every now and then to Instagram or whatever, that's going to be fine. Even with the slowest, worst internet, cruise ship internet, you'll still be fine. On most ships, you can book an internet package in advance for the entire length of the cruise. That's usually the way to get the best deal if you're planning on using a lot of internet on board. If you wait to book the entire package until you get on board, well, it's gonna be more expensive. On some ships, you can also book like a day package, for like 24 hours. Or you can also pay per minute. I know I've been on several ships where like if you just wanted to check your emails and you could be online for like 15 minutes or whatever and pay a ridiculous amount of money to do it, but at least the option was there if you really wanted it. Let me tell you about the fastest and the slowest internet that I've ever had on board a ship. Without a doubt, the fastest, most amazing internet that I've ever had on a ship was on the Royal Caribbean Harmony of the Seas. I made all sorts of videos about that, so you can see those in my library if that interests you. That internet was like amazing. It was faster than my internet at home. I felt like the satellite was like directly above the clouds, just zapping our signal out and sending it out into the world. It was even fast enough to do a live stream, which, when you think about the fact that we were like in the middle of the ocean and I was sending, a video signal literally to some satellite and that was sending it out into the world in more or less real time, it just kind of blows my mind. Royal Caribbean actually advertises with Voom, the fastest internet at sea. And if you're taking the internet on the Harmony of the Seas as the judge of that, then definitely I would 100% agree with that. So the fastest internet I've ever had on board a ship was on the Harmony of the Seas. The slowest internet I've ever had on board a ship was on every other ship I've ever been on. When Marcus and I cruised on the Freedom of the Seas also advertises Voom Internet, but that was nothing like the Voom Internet on the Harmony of the Seas. So I kind of think I feel like that's misleading. Here on the Anthem, they also advertise Voom Internet, and it is definitely faster than it was on the Freedom of the Seas. It is fast enough to watch a YouTube video, but it stops. Like, what's the word again? It buffers. So like you'll watch a minute and then it'll stop for a couple seconds and then it'll run again for a little bit and then it'll stop for a couple seconds. So if there's something you really want to see, then you can still see it, but it's not like the enjoyable experience like it is at home. As I said, I was really hoping to do a live stream from here on board the Anthem of the Seas, but there's no way that it would work with this internet, and if it did, it would just be frustrating. The quality would be terrible, so I just decided to skip it. And every other ship I've been on, whether it's been a large ship, a small ship, Norwegian Cruise Lines, Royal Caribbean, AIDA, the internet has just not been good. In fact, when we were in Miami, I even uploaded the video from the Apple Store, just because Apple Stores always have really awesome free internet. But here's the thing. If you're on vacation, do you really want to be spending your time waiting for things to upload, or instead of going, to some interesting destination or a location or museum or whatever, do you really want to be spending it sitting in the Apple Store waiting for a video to upload? If I were you, I would say no. And that's why I encourage you to not really worry about it. I think you're going to have a better time on your cruise if you don't have internet. Just because it's going to allow you to I don't know how else to describe it, to just be in the moment where you are at that time, and that is on an amazing cruise ship with a lot of really cool things to do. I personally can't imagine doing a cruise without internet now, just because it's the way that I keep in touch with all of you, and that's also something that I really enjoy, and I feel sort of obliged to do it, so I don't really have a problem with that. But I also think that maybe sometime soon I need to do a cruise and really have it be just a vacation and not book the internet package and not make any videos. I said maybe. And it would be really interesting for me to see just what that would be like again, you know what I mean? Alright, I hope this sort of answered your questions about cruise ship internet. To sum it all up, unless you're on the Harmony of the Seas, it basically sucks. I would be really appreciative if you gave this video a thumbs up, if you subscribe to my channel here on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. If you do Patreon, I have Patreon at patreon.com/veryunofficial, and I will see you next week for another fun travel-related video, either from this ship or, I don't know. We're going to be going to Disney World soon, so there's going to be Disney videos coming up as well. Bon voyage!